Okay, welcome back to www.LaSardiFitness.com. Today I'd like to explain to you what we do up here in our flexibility part of our training. Normally on some cases, and a lot of cases with our athletes, we also like to include flexibility training with our strength training. And the type of stretch that we do is called PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. It's actually a good flexibility program to increase flexibility. Not only the way we train and the way we use our machines and weights that increase flexibility, we also focus on the stretching and range of motion. And today we have Nicole here. She's a basketball player. Say, give a good wave. All right. We have a basketball player from Mars Hills. She's a freshman. And Nicole has been here for about how long? About 4 months, 3 months, maybe more, something like that? Okay. And we've done this since day one. Flexibility training is very important, and she's seen some good progress from what we've been doing. And I asked her today, this is a surprise for her today, but she'll be an expert example for us to show us in our flexibility training. Okay, number one, we always want to do this at the end of our training sessions. Whenever you do stretch, dynamic stretching, static stretching, all kinds of stretching, you want to stretch a warm muscle. You don't want to do a cold body. So at the end of our programs, at the end of our workouts, we always do this. I am the one that always does this because, again, with this style of stretching, it can be dangerous and it can damage a muscle and it can damage an athlete. So again, with the consistency of one person doing it all the time, I always encourage that. What we're going to do is hamstring flexibility today. I do this stretch. What we're doing is we're involving a contraction and a stretch together. We're going to ask Nicole to have some tension on the muscle, but what that does is it stimulates certain fibers of the muscle, and then we're going to stretch that muscle. When she says enough and tells me to signal okay, we're going to stop, and then we're going to encourage and recruit more fibers of that muscle by another degree of tension or another push, and then we're going to do that several times, and that way we use most of the muscle. We get a tremendous amount of stretch and ranges of motion. So we're going to do a straight leg hamstring stretch first. Okay? Most of the stretch Nicole is going to feel is behind the knee area. That's called the insertion of the hamstring. Usually when there's damage to muscles, it's either at ends of the muscles, the origin or insertions of that muscle. So we're going to stretch the hamstring at both those areas. So what we do is we ask Nicole to give us a push or create tension and push her foot down to the pad. We allow motion just for safety's sake. Then I put my hand on her knee. I'm going to keep her leg straight that way, and I'm slowly going to raise the leg until she tells me when she feels that first amount of tension. There should be no pain at all. So she's just going to say when. Range of motion is very good. Okay? And again, this is not a forceful stretch. Okay? There should be no pain involved at all. I'm always looking at the individual's face to make sure there's no grimace or any kind of pain at all. Okay, at this point in time, Nicole said that was when she felt that strain. Now I'm going to ask Nicole to put more tension on that muscle by pushing again. Ready? Push, 2, 3. If you notice, I didn't let her leg come back down because I didn't want to lose the flexibility of that initial range of motion stretch we did. So now she recruited more fibers. That should give me a little more mileage until she feels that tension again. Okay, and now on the third time I'm going to ask her to push again. Ready, push, 2, 3, relax. We only want to go for a couple seconds on the push. And a light push, it's not a hard push. And for the third and final time, when she tells me when, we're going to hold it for 10 seconds. So again, you see it's an easy, relaxing kind of stretch. No pain, no push. Obviously, we are stretching the muscle and we're trying to keep it at that point in that angle. You hold it for 10 seconds. Now we're going to ask Nicole to bend her leg. Okay? At this point in time, when I say push, Nicole's going to straighten out her leg. Ready? Push. 2, 3. The first time we allow motion. Okay? Now the knee goes back to the shoulder. And all I want to do is lift up on her foot and try to straighten out her leg as best as I can. And the tension should be felt a little bit higher in the hamstring area. Right? This is usually a lot more flexible of a stretch, and we'll get a little bit more range of motion out of her. And again, this is great because Nicole has done this with me for a while and she's very relaxed. We also want to try to keep that other leg straight, so one hand is on the knee, one hand's on the foot, and we're pushing her back here until she says when. Okay, at that point now, she says when, I say push again, 2, 3, relax, take a breath in, and try to relax your body as much as possible. And for the third and final time, ready, push, 2, 3, relax. We want to get a little bit of hip mobility there. I just gently push the knee out a little bit. So far, so good? Okay.
No.
And we just hold it there for the third time. Okay. And that is our PNF stretching for the hamstring area. Obviously, we would do both legs when we're in our program right now. Nicole's just doing for demonstration purposes. Again, when we do this, we always monitor the degree of the individual. Some are more flexible than others, so we have to, use that discretion to each athlete. Thank you very much, and you're always welcome to come on down to Lasardi's Health and Training Center or visit www.lasarditraining.com.